Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. I really didn't plan to speak. I come here on numerous occasions and never said a word. I listen. But tonight there were some things that were said that sort of forced me into it. One of them was about the qualification of concealed carry permit owners, especially in a school environment, and how many disagree with their presence. Well, there was a recent, before I get to that, a gentleman here who spoke about normal people, spoke extensively about normal people, and that he makes mistakes and normal people makes mistakes, who then are not normal. I assume the police officer that's going to go in school to quell a situation with a gun, he is above normal. Well, a few days ago, TSA officer on an airplane that was in flight left her gun in the bathroom. Okay? How normal was she on an airplane? All right? That's what normal people does. So I suppose a police officer, or normal people do, I suppose a police officer could also have the same problem. I feel that a trained person in weaponry is better to be present in a situation like this and not to have them at all. So I support that what do you call it?
Which one?
5345.
Yes. Okay. Now, my fear with regards to the 10-round magazine and every other law that has been attempted and those that have been passed is that the purpose of these things is not what they say they are. Okay? They are incrementing or using incremental steps to eventually strip us of our rights. Today is 10-round magazines, and then they're going to discover from statistics and what have you that they're going to have to go to 5-round magazines, and then 2 rounds. And then we will no longer be able to have a gun that shoots more than one. Then we will no longer be able to have guns. One of the gentlemen up here testified about the Constitution, and I agreed with him. One of the things that we fail to pass along in these meetings is that the purpose of these guns is not for hunting and all of these other events that they try to lead us into believing. It is to protect us from the government, whether it's in an invasion or from our government becoming tyrannical. And that's just the way it was written. These writers, or our forefathers, spent a lot of time writing letters among themselves, known as the Federalist Papers, talking about these issues. Okay? And they agreed that in order for us to be protected from the government, based on the way the Constitution was written, we have to have these guns. 10-round magazine is an infringement. It really is. It's nothing less than an infringement on our rights to own guns. Our past president banned the production of lead bullets. Well, not lead bullets, but of lead, for the purpose of driving the cost of ammunition up. That's an infringement. Okay? And if we keep giving into these little steps, these little bites, we will eventually be a Germany, a Soviet Union, or a China. That is where it's leading us. Now, I came from a country Costa Rica, where we do not have a military. Okay? But Costa Rica has been able to defend itself on every occasion by calling for volunteers. Guess where they got their guns? They own the guns, the individuals. Costa Rica never had a military, still doesn't. Okay? I'm an American citizen now, and I came here in 1963, and I do not and would not want to see this country fall into where it is being led. I came here in 1963, about this time when Castro took over Cuba. It would have been unheard of for a socialist to say he's running for a public office in the United States back then. I have lived to see that happen. Not one, two. Hillary and Sanders. It's disheartening. Okay? It's a long step, but it took a long time. But where do you think it's leading? I would like to see it stopped. I'd like to see legislatures remember that anything that has to do with the Constitution, there is a provision for making changes. And it's a constitutional amendment. It is not these little bits of chipping away at our laws that I keep seeing here. Okay? There is a process for doing this. And they need to get into that and do it that way. Okay? All right. A lady testified here that she has never heard, after you told her your example of needing a gun, that she hasn't heard any other accounts. Well, certainly you're not going to hear of it because it would have to be published in the media for you to see it. And they're not going to do that because it doesn't satisfy their agenda. But if you're interested, if she's still here and she's interested, she may go to the NRA's website or any other number of places and look up information on armed citizen, it's called, and how they respond and protect themselves with their guns. And she will learn more about this. Okay? People break in their homes. They have guns. They're able to protect themselves. All right. She also said, after hearing your testimony, that that was a personal experience of yours, and she accepts it. Well, in fact, what she said was that, let me see. I can't remember her exact words, but when she said it, I thought that if she feels that way, then why then, in a situation where we have schools where there are no incidents with teachers having concealed carry weapons, why is it necessary then to make a change in the law? I wish I could remember what she said, but that's exactly what I thought. Why is it necessary to change that law, even though we have never had an incident of that type? But from her point of view, whatever she said, I wish. Now, another gentleman testified that he, in fact, he's a former member of your group here. And he said this, that he's being trained to throw desks at someone who comes in a school with a gun. I hope most of us here are old enough to remember duck and cover. Duck and cover was the defense that they gave students, kids in school in the 50s, in the 60s, to protect themselves against nuclear weapon. Get under your desk and cover your head. Okay? That's what they provided them. And this person is testifying that he's been trained to throw a desk at a person with a gun. Impressive. And that's what we're giving our kids today. That is all I have to say.
Thank you, George.